Welcome to a new interview. This time I'm sitting here with Jari, our lead graphic designer of Team 7am. Welcome.
Thank you.
I just want to start by getting to know you a little bit better. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm Jari. I'm from Belgium, 24 years old, and as you said, I design for 7am in my free time.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Yeah. So, from what I understand, you've been part of 7am from more or less the beginning.
Yes.
Like,
indeed.
in what way or how did you become a part of Team 7am? Like, where did it start?
It's an interesting story actually, because I didn't know anyone from 7am actually. I was at a time playing CSGO a lot, because I'm not a real gamer. I don't enjoy gaming a lot, but I do play sometimes.
Yep.
And I reached a certain level at which I thought I could become pro.
Yep.
So I was sourcing on Reddit, finding teams, which obviously didn't work out. But while looking for those teams, I actually encountered someone named Silence. I think it's named Silence now. I don't remember his name back then. And I told him that I also do, or I can create logos for those teams, because they always want to have a logo. And I was interested in how it worked, and I tried it myself with some programs. And actually, I think 1 year later or 2 years later, he actually came back to me asking, "Do you still make logos?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, actually, I do still try it. I'm not good at it, but I'll definitely still try it." And he actually introduced me to John Wunda, the founder, one of the founders of 7am, who needed a graphic designer, which is not really what I did, because I only did the logo parts. Graphic design is something completely different, more like incorporating logos into graphics.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why, but I thought, well, let's do this. It was around the pandemic era. I was at home a lot. Everyone was home a lot. So yeah, I didn't really know what to do. And I actually rolled into it not knowing what to do. I was always an amateur at the time. I still am an amateur. But I grew actually into designing.
Yep.
At first it was more simple shapes, combining them together. And right now I'm able to make different kind of graphics, whatever we need. So it's fun that back in the days I joined actually as a logo designer, while now I grew into like a more broader designer. So yeah,
it's cool to see how much you can grow.
Yeah,
in a pretty short amount of time by just putting work into it.
And also that little choice of contacting someone on Reddit for a CSGO team can lead into designing for a certain organization for a long time. So if I didn't contact Silence back then, or he contacted me, I can't remember, but I definitely contacted him through for CSGO. So yeah, if that didn't happen, this all didn't happen now. So
yeah, so everybody should remember, take your shot if you get any, big or small. You never know what it's gonna lead to in the end. So that's super cool. So going on with the first, with the designs and everything, we have a question from Edo, our new designer of Team 7am. He's wanting to ask if you remember the first design you ever did, and what was it? Or like the first you can remember at least.
That's a good question, because it's hard for me to remember what I made. Even if you ask me what I made last week, I still can't say it. But I think the first thing I actually made was a design for a match day back in Mouse Place.
Yeah.
That was the first ever design I made, I guess. Yeah, and it was like I said, a very simple design with two triangles and a square in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I hate to say it, but it was not the most fun logo to work with. But yeah, that was back in the days where I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. And can you look back into those days and realize I should have done this and this instead now when you have some more experience, or?
Yes, but I think that's with everything you do, because you get more experience while doing it. And if I look back at designs that I made back in the days, I was proud that I could do it, but now I would throw them away right away, because they're ugly. So
but as you say, that's probably in most areas that you learn, you improve, and you think something's good, and then you do something that is better, and then you look back and like, why did I do this? What did I do here? And that also just show that you actually have a progress and you develop in your skills.
The time definitely helped me developing skills. So But yeah, the first design I made wasn't really
Nothing to
something
be proud
I would
of.
put in my portfolio these days.
So we have a question from Mr. Wunda himself, and he wants to ask you, who is the best org owner?
Phew. I'm thinking of names that don't come down to Wunda now, but if you talk like owners, like real owners, I would say Wunda.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a moment where I should roast him, but I just can't think of anyone else who has this total picture of someone who owns an org.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone has his own qualities. Some people do things better than him, but Wunda has like this general set of skills where he can create an org, keep everyone together, attract the right people, and knows how to sell what he is owning. So I would say Wunda.
Yeah. And so if we're gonna take his full question, it would have been, who is the best org owner and why is it Wunda? But I thought it would be better to throw it out without the point of pointing towards him more than we already did.
Yeah, the Wunda's a humble guy. I know. That's how I know him.
Yeah, so if we're going over to Reload, one of the other staffs here in 7am, he wants to know a little bit like how do you come up with new concepts? Like say, for example, you're gonna do something new, you might not have the best idea already. Like, what's your process to come up with these new things?
Well, the thing is that first you need to know what you're making. If you're making a match day post, for example, you do something completely different or you're looking for something completely different than, for example, you make a partnership announcement or something, or everything has its own aspects that you need to take care of. And what I usually do is for designers, there's like a whole set of websites and mood boards, online mood boards from other designers, which I usually go to. The site I use is Behance. Maybe you know it, maybe not, but Behance is like a combination or just a collection of portfolios of all designers across the world. Yeah. And you can just search up keywords like matchday post, gaming, football. I also do football designs for some footballers. And you just type what you need and you see this whole list of different designs, and you just pick what you like from every design, because it's important that you don't just copy a design from someone else, but you just take a screenshot of something you like, you highlight the assets you really want to incorporate in your own thing, and you do that with 4 or 5 different designs, and then you combine them to one of your own, actually.
Cool. So that's pretty interesting, because I guess a lot of designers have like different ways to go to finding new ideas and so on.
That's usually how I do it. Maybe there are more designers who are creative. I'm not a creative type, but I do know when I see something that I like it, and I know in sort of a way how to create that myself. So that's how I do it. There's definitely other ways that you can go on. But yeah, that's what I do.
We have a question from one of our CSGO players, Vacancy. He wants to know, what's your favorite British food?
Oh, favorite British food, that's weird that you combine those words in one sentence, but I would say not a specific food, but I like British breakfast, which I like the salty things, and in Belgium you get a bowl of cornflakes, but that's it. But I like the sausages, like eggs, scrambled eggs. That's what I would change. Just breakfast, British breakfast in general.
I would guess that 99% of people you ask this question would just say fish and chips, because that's like the first thing that comes up in your mind.
I really didn't thought of it, but that's also good.
But
Indeed. But the problem is that the fish is also good, but the chips are like
true.
If you're from Belgium, you compare them to your own country.
Belgium fries, so
that's something we excel at, and then you don't really accept good fries or chips from another country, but they're definitely good.
Yeah. So now you've been part of 7am for quite a long time, as we said, and so I want to know a little bit, like, going back to maybe the old days or the newer days, but like, what's your favorite 7am memory? Like maybe something you did together, maybe some project you worked on, or
a favorite memory. I do like, just to start off, the creation of something new always, because we always have this process where we sit together with the whole creative team on a call, and we decide what we're going to do for the next year. For example, this year we did the gradient team. That I used your picture in that composition, and that's also a fun part because you know you're going to create something new together. And as the team's expanding, you always get these influences from everyone else, and you get to know what everyone likes to do and what everyone can do. That's very fun. But if you ask me what's fun, a fun memory, I can remember we did a barbecue at Zony's place, Zony C. I don't know, Zonic, some people call him. I think that was a very, very fun evening. Not everyone could be there, but the people who were there, they definitely made it a nice evening. So
sounds lovely. But hopefully we can make more things like that again in the future and bring out more and more of the team and have a great time together. We have Issy here in the background, and she have a question for us. So she wants to ask you, who spills the Coke?
I can't remember that. Very good. It was rare occurrence there that I think I spilled it. That's one time. But yeah, you got to see the whole picture. That was like a spinning table, so you obviously want to touch it, and then in the action you spill some Coke over. I think it was Vinny. I don't know. Vinny deserved it a bit because I can remember that.
That's just things that's gonna live on in the team forever, you know.
Yes, that. I'm happy she brought it up.
Good memories as well. Okay, so jumping over to one of our content creators or streamers, Emma. She wants to ask you that if you can only play one game for the rest of your life, what game would that be? I know you said you're not much of a gamer, but you still play from time to time. So if you would lock yourself into one single game, what would it be?
The problem is that I do play some games often. I don't enjoy it that much as a point that I'm not wanting to go pro, but if I was going to say one, that's going to be, I think Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
It's different. I was going to say maybe Counter-Strike, but Assassin's Creed is just more my vibe. And then preferably on a console. So that's.
Is it any of the specific games you're thinking about more than others, or?
I like the earlier versions more. So the non-open worlds or not so open world versions. But I would say Assassin's Creed 3 was nice in America. But that's because I often I get bored very quickly of games and I want to go outside. So I would say play Assassin's Creed maybe for an hour or 2, 3, and then go outside.
It's a fun game to just jump in and
nice games,
play around with. If we go back to more of the serious questions, like the creative part and like the design of everything, what's your favorite part of it, and like why is it so much fun to work with?
Well, it's fun because my studies are the complete opposite of what I do in my pastime, and it's fun to just get home and just be able to just for half an hour just do something completely different than what you're used to. Obviously, this is not gonna be what I'm gonna do later on, but it's actually it's fun to completely turn your switch on and be creative or something.
Would you be able to think of yourself as working with that as full time, or is it more like something you just want to do on the side?
It's something I started doing more during the pandemic because it's what you were sitting at home, nobody could leave the house, so you wanted to do something to just kill time, and for me that was just being on my laptop back in the days and just be creative because I really didn't like I said, games. It's fun to do an hour or two, but that was it. And then you've got 22 hours left to kill. So for me that was being creative on my own way, and that was Photoshop.
So more like a part-time thing just to get your mind
maybe
off normal life.
And when I start working, I might just shift into my work. So I know there's going to be an end to the designing because I know I probably don't want to do this my whole life. But enjoy it when it lasts.
Exactly. Okay, so let's see. We have another question from Reload as well. So he wants to know which org in Elite Series you think does the best graphics and so on. If we're not talking 7AM, like we're talking the other orgs. I
kind of like Genk. They're very creative. they keep on surprising me with their creativity and their awesome designs. So
yeah, cool. So we have another CS player, YZ0. I don't know if he thought about your designing part of it or if he just wanted to throw something out, but he wants to know your favorite color of the rainbow.
Oh, I don't know what colors does a rainbow have. I would say bluish.
Bluish, yeah. Hope you like that answer.
Yeah, so I like the depth of these questions sometimes.
Yeah.
But thank you for your question.
Okay, so if we're talking about being a lead designer and so on for 7am, what would you say is the biggest challenges and the biggest difficulties in working with it?
Well, obviously not presenting you as the lead designer is a major part of it, because in the past I did everything by myself. I worked with Izzy sometimes because she did all the social part and I did the designing part. But now that Edo joined, I didn't want to be that guy from like I'm here longer. I'm longer in 7am and I'm the boss. That's not how I want to be. I know he has maybe more experience than I have, and I wanted to let him know that he is valued and we're happy that he joined. And I think by doing that, you can create like this awesome team spirit. There's this group feeling where everyone can do what he or she does best, and that creates the best results. I know I like, for example, photo manipulation a lot. The thing I did with your picture. I know Edo, he told me that he could do the pixel art. Very good. Something which I cannot do, like not even 10 times as bad as him. But yeah, just knowing that you're a team and not there's one guy above everyone else.
Yeah, that seems important, especially as you say, if you have some different like experience and so on, you can, instead of one guy sitting in like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, you can put your experiences together and get a bigger sense of everything with it. Okay, so to end this out with, I want to know if you have any tips for people that maybe want to start working with designs and get into maybe working for an organization or doing like job on their own. Like, what should they think about in the beginning? What should they start with?
Most important is actually finding a place where you get the confidence to do what you want. I started as very inexperienced, and I've got the fortune that I joined a group of people who were also inexperienced at that time, and didn't really have someone to do the designing part for them. Which they allowed me actually to do what I could back then, which was, like I said, not as great as I do right now, not as I'm God right now, but they actually they had patience with me. I had patience with them as well, and I think by allowing me to be myself and just do what I could back then, I was able to transform myself into this better designer, and I could do things better as time went on. So what I would say is definitely find a good place where you have the time to learn yourself, because you're obviously going to change styles, and also do not expect directly to join the bigger orgs. The bigger orgs got designers who get paid a lot to do that as a full-time job. Don't be scared to actually just join the newer orgs, because they need your help more than the big orgs do. Of course, the big orgs get more exposure, get more likes, etc. But that's not what you should be looking for as a starting designer.
No, so rather look for the experience.
Find a nice group where you have the time to develop yourself, and be creative. Like I said, create mood boards, but don't copy others. But that's more,
Just try different things, build your experience, build your portfolio, and work your way through it. That's some good tips. So thank you so much for this interview.
No problem.
I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. We're hopefully going to be able to get more interviews like this out with more of the staff of 7am. It's super interesting to hear about the different experiences from the different positions in an organization, learn some more, also get some more fun questions in. I mean, type some other questions for us down in the comments. Maybe if you have questions for me, questions you want to ask to the organization in general, or maybe other questions to Jary, and we make sure to answer them as good as we can. So make sure to subscribe. There will be a lot more content coming from this Belgium trip for sure. A lot of behind the scenes of other content we've created here, and just fun things overall. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye. Nats.